Welcome to another episode of Love and Hip Hop New York, Season 9, Episode 10. It's Crease the Timbs, and Rich lets Ashley know he got her back. Maggie wants to hop on the track, and we find out Mariah Lynn and Rich have been getting it in for 8 years. Stay tuned for all that and more.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, everything. I want it all. Hello.
Hey.
Okay, it's a box. So it looks like this came out in 2017. This is Sidney Star Everything. So I don't know what happened to her rapping skills.
That's her. That's all her, right? We don't know if she wrote that herself.
But why didn't she start with this when they were like asking her to rap? You know, the intro would have been a little better, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
You could have did her 6 A's and then went right into I want everything. Like
Right. Well, guys, that's Sidney Star for you. Check her out. I'm your host, Miss Conversation Peace. We're about to get in this episode. And I have my girls with me.
It's Rhavin with the V in the building. Glad to be back.
yes, what's up everyone? I'm Kayla Rene'e.
What's up, ladies? So this episode, what do you think overall about it?
I'm honestly ready for all of these loose ends to be tied up.
Like which one? Number one.
I kind of want to know what's going to happen with Rich and his baby mama.
That was the juiciest one.
It is, and I think it's the juiciest storyline we have right now. So I'm like,
because
what's
it
going to
seems
happen
like
to her?
everything else has been put onto social media from Joell's getting
Right.
married.
Yeah, we already knew about some of
Yandy
this
and the
stuff, yeah.
adopted child. So it's like everything has been playing out on social media. What about you?
And I definitely feel the title of this episode, Crease Timbs, is very appropriate because everybody is super, like, I don't know, salty in this episode.
I don't like Crease Timbs.
And
I like my
real uptight.
Timbs to look
But
real,
that's what
like,
I'm saying.
normal.
Everything is very interrupted and unnecessary. Like, you know, whenever you crease your Timbs, it's like, why you bending down? Why you kneeling? Why you doing all of the track star running in your Timbs? It's not made for that. So I feel like there's a lot of unnecessary movement and feelings in this episode. Like a lot of unnecessary stuff that could have been avoided.
Well, a very necessary conversation happened with Rich and Ashley. He basically was telling her that, you know, what's going on with her mom and him and Ashley and what's going on with the family, that he should also let Ashley know that he's got her back and that she doesn't have to go through that and to never put up with that from a man. And I think that's a very important conversation to have, and to know that your father has your back and that, you know, he's a one phone call away, you know?
Absolutely.
So what do you guys think about the conversation that they had?
I just felt like it was sad because when she's like 19 and she's just like, I feel like I'm going to have to drop out of college to take care of everything now that mom's gone. And then she kind of had her little moment where she broke down. And it's like super sad because I'm like, I don't know. We honestly don't even know what's even going on with Miracle's story. But it's like, sis, you got to think about, she got younger kids at home too. We don't see them. But it's like you have a lot of stuff you got to think about in the back of your mind when you like pull the trigger or even be in a situation like that, you know what I mean? If it was getting to that point where you guys felt like you were needing to put your hands on each other or shoot somebody, like, you should have just stepped away, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I don't know, I wish the best for her, but that situation's kind of hard.
I think that's another thing is she didn't take it as seriously as Rich was trying to tell her how serious of a situation it was. When he's
Yeah.
like, oh, there's a plea deal on the table, then you should take that. Like, no, I'm not taking
But
that.
I don't think it was a plea deal. I thought,
Well, now we know there wasn't, but
Yeah.
last episode we were made to think that there was a possibility that she could get 2 years probation or something like that.
She probably could have had one, but remember, she got a public defender, and Rich was like, why didn't you call me to get a lawyer? Like, we could have been in a different position right now had you had called me.
And knowing Ashley Rich already knew that Ashley was going to take this so hard to the point where, like, I got to take care of my family. I got to take care of my siblings. So I'm actually happy that he can talk to her. I'm happy he talked sense into Miracle to actually tell her, because remember, that was another thing. She was like, I'm not going to tell her yet.
Yeah.
Like,
but Ashley
so,
seems to be very level-headed. Like,
Yeah.
the way that she's, like, taking everything, her conversation, the way she's just, you know, heading to college and handling her business and willing to step up to the plate and help out the family. I think she's on her way to be someone that's not even gonna ever be in a position like this. I don't think she would.
And she looked just like her mama. Woo, I was like, oh my gosh, she's a spitting image. I kind of want to know, is this ex-husband guy that she shot, is that the father of her younger kids? Because I kind of want to know, like, where's their dad? You know what I mean? Like, who's going to step up and kind of, like, help Ashley, you know what I mean? So she's not 19 taking care of, like, 2 kids, you know what I mean?
But Rich seems like he's going to be the one. He said he's not going to allow her to drop out. So maybe
that would be nice of Rich to take on somebody else's kids. Like if she do get locked up for how many years or whatever, like to kind of be dad all over again, you know, because his daughter's pretty much grown, you know what I mean? But having to take care of younger kids would
That's
be
what we're
different.
seeing him blossom into
like,
this
okay,
fatherhood.
Rich.
Isn't it amazing? Just a few episodes, he was part of the Creep Squad, arguing with Cisco, and now here he is stepping up and helping out his daughter. And it's just like, for him to do all these things to women, like we've seen him do, like for him to let his daughter know, don't put up with no man's BS. Like, why are you putting these women through that BS?
Yeah,
though?
but don't get it twisted. Look, I think Rich is still very a part of the Creep Squad, and I think we'll find out. We'll find that out later.
Look how he switched it up. Look how he switched it up on him. Well, another family moment we get to see was Joell's and his babies making cards from mommy. That was super sweet of them. I guess, was it her birthday or something? What
I think I was like, was this Valentine's Day? But then I was like, I think it had to be her birthday. Like I think it was.
I was confused
because they were like, "What gift are we getting from mommy?" The kids want him to buy her jewelry and a ring, to be exact. So they want to see them get married.
I'm sorry. I just keep picturing that very awkward scene while they were just tongue down the throat in front of his mom.
I don't know why.
I just can't get my eyes off that because I just feel like that was so disrespectful.
I wonder, do they do that in front of the kids?
Like,
They probably do.
That's
Like,
so-
if you did that in front of Joel's mom, like the kids is probably like,
But they're
whatever.
younger
like,
though. Like, I don't know.
Them kids is grown. They're very mature. They're very mature.
Well, at least they want their dad to get their mom a nice gift, and I think, you know, he's gonna listen to their advice. We'll get into that later.
I was like, I don't want to be a hater, but it kind of seemed like it was like force fed. Like, hey, throw this out there that mom wants a ring, because it's like, how random is that? You know what I mean? I feel like kids would give.
Are really trying to get their parents together. I think even at a young age, they want their parents to be together.
And sometimes they have those conversations with their mom.
I was gonna say, Kayla probably mentioned it. Like,
think about the Parent Trap.
daddy
Remember
ass.
that old movie? Like, those kids were actively trying to get their parents together. So I think that's normal for kids.
That's true.
So Mayo and Maggie, they link up. She's at her shop. She has a business that she's been running for quite some time. Is very successful, and Mayo wants her to stick to that, but she wants to get into music, and she's dating a rap boyfriend. So I don't see what's wrong with it. What do y'all think?
Well, one, I'm very happy to see her back on my screen. She's so cute to me.
She is cute.
I understand both sides. I understand both sides. Where he's coming from is he obviously wants to give, it's business. It's all business. He wants to give his music to somebody that's popping, that's buzzing right now, because that's going to get his song more attention. And, you know, she's not buzzing right now. It doesn't mean he doesn't believe in her, but he's like, I can get you some songs, but why do you want this one? Like, you know, maybe that's the case. But I also understand when she was like, yo, you are the avenue, the pathway that I need to go in the direction I need to go. So you should have my back.
I don't know if that's the case, because she said she had people that was helping her 12 years ago. So she has some sort of connection, and
But
that's
I think
how she got
still,
to the studio with him.
She's just really headstrong on wanting that song. Like, she got in her feelings about that song.
Only because of what he's saying, my chick better than yours. So she feels
And she's like, that's my song. You make that song for me. That's about me.
Probably
And
because
so
it's like Mayo is such like a hardcore rapper that it's like he doesn't have all these like foo-foo mushy songs, you know what I mean? So that probably is like the one song that he probably decided to like speak about like a woman and like relationship and stuff. So she just felt like she needed to be on
I
there.
think he was more saying that he wants to see her be more serious. So I feel like if she was more proactive, and maybe if she would have made a verse and be like, hey, I got this verse for the song. Like, you heard the song, you know the name of the song. Be proactive, come up with a verse and say, hey, boo, I'm going to come to the studio. I got something for you. And then he can't turn you down. It's like, you already got the work done. Like, why you got to wait to go to the studio when you've already heard the song?
Yeah.
To be honest, we've seen this so many other times too, and I kind of feel like V, that's a good point, because it's like they don't ever come in there ready with no type of homework done. Everybody's like, oh, how come I can't get on the song? But it's like, we're in the studio, and where's your track that we can listen to see if you're good enough? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, they always have some other artist right there, like ready to get in the booth or whatever and perform, but it's like, I don't know. You got to fight for your spot, sis.
Like a hustler mentality. We'll be like, all right,
Yeah.
well, let Alexis do her thing. Let me hear hers. Then give me a shot and let me do my bars. And then
No,
you
I
choose
That
from
was
wouldn't
even
do that. I
sketchy,
wouldn't even do
period,
it
though,
that
because
way.
I'm just like, when? How the hell did Mano and Alexis even link up? Like,
Yeah, we'll get into that later. Let's get into Sidney going to the doctor. Now, this is what I wanted to get into because I was
the most
very
dramatic.
perplexed about this whole transition, and it seems like Mona decided to let the audience know what's really going on with this
We
transition.
spoke this into existence. We talked about this
Period.
last
Yes.
week. We were so interested in what goes on behind that whole thing.
Exactly. So the doctor, he looked very uncomfortable the way that Sidney was, using her language, like saying pussy. And, oh, my bad. Bleep that out. But yeah,
Really?
so it's like the doctor is not really comfortable with her language, and I'm just like, Sidney doesn't know how to turn it off. Like, at any
all.
point, do you know how to be a civilized young lady that you're trying to be? You know what I mean? Like, I don't. She's
No,
just too
she's
much.
made it very clear that she is not that lady. She's not. Even when she thought she was, and she was like, I can show them that I can be classy, and
No.
it wasn't that
It's
at
not
all.
in her at all.
No, but that was very cringe-worthy.
It's
that
so cringe.
whole that whole scene, like even from the inches, and it was informative to know that you only get a certain amount of space.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that. Didn't care to know, but it was interesting.
This is the thing. I'm like
We out
her.
here
We want
taking several
big.
inches.
We want big things. So I mean,
Y'all gonna have to fix that.
Do
Y'all
we
gonna
want
have to
big
fix it.
things, B?
I think most ladies, that's what we want.
I don't
right?
know about y'all, but I care about my uterus, and I need mine
the
intact.
fact that she said,
so
like,
I don't
10
need a big thing. All right.
10 inches, though? That just seems
Yeah,
kind of
like-
But that's what
absurd.
the anus is for.
Wow, B. Look.
I'm
You
just saying
can't
that's how
fit-
she's
Oh,
doing
I don't
it.
know.
I don't
No,
do that. I'm
no.
just saying, how is she doing it?
Oh,
She
okay,
had to have
Sidney,
the surgery.
okay,
yeah.
Sidney,
It's a
okay,
good
yeah,
point
'cause
because
you
I've
can't-
heard that you can fit like all of this in that
Oh.
that cavity back there.
Oh,
So
Lord.
yeah.
Wow.
This show, guys, is
Sorry.
gotten explicit, but this is what's going on
It's-
in the real
that's
world.
what's happening on the show. Okay,
Yeah.
we're
No,
talking
yeah.
about the show. Okay,
The fact that the doctor was like, there's a high risk that we could mess up and then like pretty much have your rectum area be reversed to come out the front instead
the
of the
hole.
back.
The hole.
Yeah, that was like, sis, that would have made me throw the whole decision off the table. I would have been like, I don't know.
But this is the thing: if you're already doing anal, it's a possibility that it comes out as well. So either way,
It's not.
you're not.
it's not gonna come
a
like
shitty situation. Either way,
I can't
Like,
I can't pee and
no.
poop out the same hole. I just feel like that's not sanitary. You gotta pee, poop,
That's not
and
sanitary.
have sexual relations all in the same hole. I just feel like that's not clean at all.
Well, it costs $30,000 to $40,000, so I don't think she's gonna have it anyway. She doesn't have the.
She might.
don't
How
have
much?
the
How
cash.
much they getting for these 11 hip hop
You
episodes?
never know.
She's
She
saying she don't have the cash. I
she
don't think
didn't
she's getting.
then. She was
Yeah, she
filming.
didn't then.
She
Oh,
didn't get the
okay.
check yet. So
I don't think she's getting that much.
no, she
I
might get
feel
a third of that. She might get a third of
Well,
that.
then
from,
she can get a payment plan.
She probably making $2,000 to $5,000 an episode.
I don't know if it's worth turning your thing inside out like a sock. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
That visual was just something I was not trying to see.
I'm very
It was
curious
just-
to hear the rest of the AfterBuzzers' thoughts on that scene.
Anybody in the
honestly.
group chat, live chat, let us know what you think about this situation. This, I don't know. I don't think I would go through it. Like, I'm very scary when it comes to unnecessary surgery. Like, it would literally have to be something life or death for me to
Well, see, that's
get on
for
the table.
us.
Yeah.
For us, that type of thing is unnecessary for us. But somebody that's transgender and it has a different, is being viewed differently, whether you have the bottom surgery or not. Like, to them, that is life or death.
Well, she has been taking hormones for 15 years, so I got a little
You
information.
can tell it looks nice.
Yeah, on hormones and how it is affecting the body when you're transitioning from a woman and how you're
vice
transitioning
versa.
to a man. So one thing that happens, it encourages breast development. It takes your body fat and increases it as well, and that happens in the abdomen, the buttocks, the hips, and thighs. And it happens gradually, but it might lessen if you actually stop taking the hormones. So you have to continually do this. It also increases. It decreases your body hair it causes it to be more fine. So it helps in that area as
Wow.
well. And it also changes your mood. So I think this is why Sidney is out of control a lot of times, because these hormones
She all loopy.
got you going out of control. So this is, a very, informative thing about how hormones can affect your mood.
She honestly just needed to do what Mariah said and get in her bag, get a couple shows going, get serious about her career. And she just need to go talk to the doctor who did Caitlyn Jenner's, because it's like, I feel like that one, he ain't got no complaints, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's
a
costly.
few bags. Yeah,
I was going to
that's
say,
gonna
but
be
it's
way
like,
more.
I mean, she kind of up there. She inching to be up there.
Well, she says that transgenders who have not had the surgery get treated better. I wonder why that is,
Who
because
haven't had the surgery?
yeah, I mean they get treated worse than those who have.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
yes,
because
you got
you're
a
trying
thing
to-
down there.
I was gonna
and
say,
you
yeah, you're trying
tricking
to
people.
pose as a woman, and you
But
still
it's
have your...
some guys that like chicks with sticks.
Yeah, but those are dudes that like sticks.
know what?
But those are dudes.
Chicks with
Those
sticks.
are dudes that
who are
like
questionable
sticks.
too. Yeah, I was gonna say they just like sticks.
They like
period.
sticks.
They
They
do
don't
But
like
that.
if you
sticks.
are a man that transitioned into a woman, you're still not a woman. So
No,
are you
but
okay?
you could easily say I am, and then you have your
But that's
bottoms to
tricking
back it
people.
up. No, because it works. Versus if you're like, oh my girl, I'm looking
That's
like a
like
girl.
the-
Then you go and you go home with this person you haven't told them, because a lot of times when you tell them, you could get killed, you can get beat up.
Wait. So you feel like if she has this gender surgery, that it's okay for her not to tell the guy?
I don't know how I feel about
I don't-
that.
'cause
But
see,
I'm
I
saying
wonder-
if
I
she
wonder-
if she did not tell them, I feel like that's less trickery because she actually has a vagina.
I wonder how that works. Do you still have to disclose that information?
feel like
you
even if
should.
I
I
feel like
feel
you
like
don't if you have a vagina. I feel like you got a vagina.
I
it
mean,
don't matter.
how would you feel if you met a guy
You
and
still
he
gonna have to
slept
have that
with a
conversation
transgender?
anyway. Like I feel like period point blank. Like even if I like, okay, I'm not, but it's like even if I was a man and I'm like, okay, I got my surgery a long time ago and I'm like dating or whatever, but it's like I feel like 10 years or so from now, 5 years, maybe tomorrow at dinner, once my man finds out that I was like a man before this, I don't know how.
Guys,
comfortable
ask
he'd
for
be.
baby pictures. That's gonna solve that.
Right.
Okay?
I'm like, if we casually
And as a
smash
matter of
it, I'm
fact, I got
tripping.
an old picture of Sidney Star in our news and gossip section just for you guys.
Ooh, that's juicy.
So Sidney and Mariah actually meet up, and it seems like they're a better fit for each other to work together, because it
Yeah,
just seems to
definitely.
happen organically. And I feel like when these people are trying to put people together, like Rich tried to put Naya with Sidney, it just wasn't. It was just force fed,
Super
and it was
forced.
for a favor. But it was like when they met up, it was just organic. She told her issue, she gave her a little tip, and then they ended up in the studio making a little bop. So I feel like it happens organically, then it's just a better result. What do you guys think?
I do think Rich owes Mariah Lynn a thank you.
And an apology all the way around. But I mean, it was definitely, I just kind of feel like patience is a virtue. You know what I mean? Maybe she just needed to sit back, kind of relax, let things unfold. I mean, maybe everything happened for a reason with her and Naya for Mariah to come in. You know what I mean?
I just think it was forced, and I feel like if you meet somebody and y'all click and it works, then let's do it that way versus like, okay, I don't really even like this chick, but let me, when they first met, they didn't really even vibe. So it's just like it was forced all the way around.
And I still was having the hardest time with the whole Nia Lee, like giving her clothing advice when a lot of stuff that Nia was wearing, I was just kind of like,
Right, it's trashy.
all this tight form.
They both
like, it's a
stripper
blind
look-
leading the blind as
Right.
far as like, let me class you up. Like, what? Okay.
It wasn't it.
I don't know what was she trying to accomplish there. Jonathan, Maggie, and Alexis sit down. It's like every episode, Jonathan got a new friend. He's friends with Maggie all of a sudden, but he says he's been on her for years, so he knows everybody in Hollywood. He does their makeup, so I guess. So basically, he brings Alexis to the table, and she reveals that she's about to get in the studio with Mano, her boyfriend. How convenient is that?
Oh.
I mean, and how convenient they both got shot at. It's
So
just convenient.
coincidental.
Right, like
They just happened to be at the same place, same time.
no, they weren't at the same place getting
Jonathan
shot, but
brought
they've
them
been
together.
through
No,
the
but yeah,
same
right now, at that moment, yeah.
circumstance. So I don't know. Love and Hip Hop, they just do the most with these whole meetings and sit downs. But now Alexis has invited Maggie to the studio, which I feel like is a bit messy, because it's like if you're really trying to handle your business, handle things for your child, make an income for taking care of your child, why are you inviting people to your business scenarios that have personal relationships with the person that you're dealing with, and that person has never even invited her to the studio. So what are you doing?
Attention seeking. I think once again we always see this unfold. It's somebody random. Oh, I'm gonna show up to the studio, and it's always the girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend, the ex-wife, whatever, who got the issue with her man not being in the studio. We've seen this with Erica and Rich. Like now we see this with Maggie and Mayo.
I'm just saying, is she trying to get a track? Is she trying to get away from this 6ix9ine situation or not? Because it's like you're causing confusion already.
The producers was gonna make sure that happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
The producers are gonna make sure that happened anyway.
She can't handle her business correctly. We'll see how this goes. Rich, Jacquay, and Naya. So they basically have let Rich know what's been going on while he's been MIA. You know, he's been down in Mississippi trying to handle the family business, and Sidney has been running amok, throwing dresses
in the palace,
fighting people, all kind of things. And Naya has retired. She's done. And Rich, he decides to hold true to his promise. He's gonna help Naya, and I think it's well deserved. She did try. She tried. I think she
tried.
It was I feel like it was barely effort.
No, she really tried.
She went in her closet. She was doing image consulting.
She really tried.
She was in the studio trying to help her write songs. So I think she tried.
You're right.
Doing all of that.
That flinch.
Like what?
She almost got in a fight. Like, I think she deserved it. Yeah, she deserves the phone calls Rich are going to make on her behalf.
She did not put her hands on Sidney Star, and she wanted to several times, and I think that is commendable.
That's true, I guess. But speaking of things that people deserve, you guys, let's talk to our AfterBuzzer fans real quick. Before we move on to our next topic, you guys, we just wanted to thank you for making us the ESPN of TV Talk and for continuing to help us to grow. But you guys, we need your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, give us that 5-star rating. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in our conversation. Be a part of AfterBuzz TV. So it means so much to all of us. We truly appreciate your support in doing what we love. So don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our shows.
Yes, like, comment, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. Thanks so much for tuning in. Anybody in the live chat right now?
Is going
we
on.
got a couple.
Anybody saying anything? Nope.
Nothing that we haven't already been saying.
All right, guys. Well, shout out to you for keeping it locked with us. Alexis, Sky, Mayo, Maggie in the studio. So basically, we find out how Alexis and Mayo even met, and they met in a strip club. Yet he's met Maggie in the studio. That's how they actually first met. So he seems to be taking Alexis Sky a little more seriously than he's taking Maggie. So I'm like, what's up with that? Because if you met your girl in the studio, you met this girl in the strip club, how is that working for you?
Supposed to be winning. Alexis has more buzz. She has more buzz right now. She is one of Fetty Wap's baby mamas. She's constantly on social media. She's constantly going back and forth with Mazika. It's always... I mean, and now what? The Black China and Rob, like, she's just always buzzing, whether it's good or bad. She's always buzzing, and that's kind of what you cling to as an opportunist or a business person in this industry. Unfortunately,
I think it matters about the music. Yeah. That's what I think.
Well, I don't even think it's that, because I'm like, to be honest, I mean, we're like, how many people really think Alexis is just like, oh my God, the next Cardi B, like, oh my God, she has bars. We're not playing Alexis. We're not playing Alexis stuff like that. But I just kind of feel like what Rhavin was saying was like the whole buzz thing. It was like, yeah, she has more eyes on her, and he feels like it would be way more beneficial to put Alexis on a song because it'll get more buzz and more play versus Maggie, who, hell, if you're not watching Love and Hip Hop, you're not gonna know who Maggie is.
That's
so
very
it's like,
true.
You know what I mean? He can put that song out there, and we're gonna be like, who the hell is this on there?
Well,
and
I think the music speaks for itself. We've all heard new artists, and if we like the song, then they will become a buzz.
We'll be like, who is this?
Right. So I think music matters. I think,
absolutely.
Music eventually matters, but in this game right now, it's all about social media, and it's all about your following. And if you got 2 million followers, that's 2 million eyeballs and 2 million possibility clicks. 2 million, you know what I'm saying?
Talent
it doesn't always translate into sales. It doesn't always translate into.
It won't, but it looks good on first impact when you have to make a decision between somebody that has more buzz than somebody.
Talent is truly overlooked.
Yeah, it looks good, but I don't think that should be your deciding factor. Oh, she got 2 million followers. Let me get on the track.
It shouldn't be, but I see it
that's
so
how it is.
much.
Yeah, I'm like that's
legit
how it is now.
Man, they don't even care about that talent half the time.
Mayo should help Maggie.
I think Mayo should help Maggie, but I know why he's not, and I feel like she should just keep hustling and just doing her tracks, just like she went to the other studio and then that tragedy happened. But
oh my God, you think it was a tragedy? I felt like she was decent.
No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the producer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not her.
Oh, I thought you said about her in the studio. I was like, oh, snap.
No, I'm just saying, like, keep doing that. Keep outsourcing. keep showing him that you don't need him, and you gonna do your thing regardless. And that's
building that buzz.
Build your buzz, and he gonna be like, nah, it's cool. I've been working with this person, and they've been with me since the beginning when you wasn't with me. And keep doing you.
Yeah, do some messy stuff, girls. Get your views up on.
Do you?
You know, just do something messy. Like, I don't think the studio.
Don't be petty, but like, do you? You sound super talented, and you sound like you got your own sound.
Mm-hmm. So. It just takes hard work.
Yeah, she doesn't even need to do anything petty. It's just like, girls, just like focus on the work. Do you get you another little producer?
And don't take it personal. It's business. It's business. Too many times people take it so personal. You know, half the songs that we hear that we like. You know how many people were on those tracks? You know how many rappers took a pass at that before they made the decision to use one over the other?
Yeah.
Like, people be in their feelings, and it's just all business.
I'm just trying to see, is she over her PTSD so she can get on stage and do these crowds?
She claims that she is, so it'll be interesting.
I guess the real, you'll only find out when she's actually on stage. You never know.
Joell's and his mom sit down, and he basically reveals his plan to propose, and she's not really having it. She's feeling like the family is divided, and that, you know, basically Kimbella is causing confusion within the family with her and Joell's brother. They have some kind of issue going on. What do you think?
First of all, I didn't even know Joell's had a brother, and they literally look just alike.
Twins,
so I was like, wow, yeah. I was like, that whole twin. I know. I'm like, that whole twin thing is funny because they look literally just alike. But I'm like, wow, this is another thing. It seemed like A1 and Lyrica, and Lyrica versus Floyd and Lloyd, or whatever it was. Like the twin brothers once again, back again.
Do you think family should have a deciding factor when it comes to your significant other? Because for me, I don't think my mom or my dad, I'm only child, could tell me, oh, you can't be with this man. Like, I don't think they
To be honest, I've dealt with it firsthand. I'm like, I've had a couple, like, exes that my parents just, like, completely did not like at all. And I was just like, oh, for what? But, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like parents are always right because those people will eventually show their true colors, and they have. So it's like, oh, bye. But but I don't know. I value my parents' opinion. So it's just kind of like, if they tell me they don't agree with something, I'll kind of, like, I'll take it into consideration and kind of put it into factor, like, okay, maybe they do have a point.
I have a question. Did it seem to you guys that she was more concerned, like, are you sure this is what you want to do, more so because of the brother situation, or because of her own reasons? Because it didn't seem like she had a problem with Kimbella. It almost seemed like she was like, you know, the family's not united right now. There was some issues. You sure this is what you want to do? Like, you gonna piss your brother off type thing? Or how did you guys take that?
I don't think she has a problem with Kimbella per se, besides the fact that she has a problem with the brother. I don't think she was, just watching them tongue each other down and picking up the kids.
She did seem a little, taken back by that, naturally as a mother. But I don't know. I felt surprised to hear her say that. I thought she would have been like, yeah, finally you should. It was just strange for her to be like, is this what you want to do?
Probably because she just believes in Joell so much, and then it's like Joell's is probably the sole breadwinner in the family. You know what I mean?
That's her baby boy.
I was about to say, and it's her baby boy, so it's probably so many other little factors that go into her kind of being around. But
and he been staying at home with mama.
And she like stay at home and take care of all of that stuff. So it's like, of course, she's just right there by his side. But I don't know. I kind of feel like a part of her may not like Kimbella. Like she probably doesn't really care for her. Yeah, I was like, she probably doesn't really care for her if like the brothers aren't going to come together, because she's like, we're not going to have no wedding if both of my sons aren't going to be there. Like, this isn't it. But it's like, I don't know, Joell's is like, oh, this is the love of my life, so we're going to get married, period. But
yeah, I don't feel like my mom or dad could tell me don't marry somebody. Like, I would definitely take their concerns into consideration, but I would be the first person that would make the decision on my life. You know what I mean? And Sidney, Rich, and Mariah, they're trying to let Rich know that Sidney is taking things seriously. And she found someone that she likes to work with, finally. And she made a little bop. What do you guys think about the song that we heard?
It was perfect for her. That's exactly the lane that she needed to be down. Making these little Vogue type of music. So
Yeah, I think
we'll see.
if Rich would have been thinking correctly, that would have been the first person he should have linked Sidney with, or maybe had a few options for her versus just making it about, okay, Naya, you need this favor, do me a favor. He could have been really managing and seeing what's best for his artist, because you can't just be like, oh, this is gonna work. You have to have options. I feel like even when it comes to producers,
Right.
like what if her and a producer don't mesh well, and then her and Timberland meshes well?
Yeah.
You know, like you're supposed to find that for her, or find that lane. Like, oh, she's in the gay lane. Let's find the best gay producer, Vogue producer or whatever. Like, I think he was not doing his due diligence as a manager because he had a lot going
Rich
on.
definitely dropped the ball. Yeah, it's like he definitely wasn't doing anything for her. But who knew Mariah was out here making hits?
I thought she like some of her songs did sound good. Besides that, when what she said, I was a hoe.
Long ago, I was a hoe.
Yeah, like that. I don't know.
In it.
I was about to sing something else. I ain't had no daddy around when I was growing up.
That was Tierra.
The Confuciousness for me is
Oh my God, she's not giving him the pink berry no more. She said so.
the Confuciousness for me is that like Mariah Lynn, she is not gay, correct?
No, she's not.
But she's
And then-
very gay friendly.
Right, but then also Sidney Starr, after her little doctor visit, was like, I need to really talk to somebody that has been through these procedures or something like that. Cut to her talking to Mariah Lynn. And I'm like,
Mariah had
she
boob
did say
job.
that. Oh, yeah, okay.
a
Like
boob
plastic
job.
surgery.
Like, she's one of the ones that has probably had the least amount of plastic surgery out of everybody. So I was like,
Who else had plastic surgery?
Well, because the introduction was like, it was
I thought she was going to
vague
talk
anyway.
to, like, Jonathan. Like,
Well, he just had Botox.
no, that booty, honey, is not homegrown. That booty is not homegrown.
Oh,
I
I
haven't
ain't
even
seen
been
it.
paying
But
attention,
you
to be
get,
honest
they
with
say
you.
if you
I
get
seen
in the
it.
booty, it grows. So I don't know.
You
No.
know what?
That's what I heard.
Those legs, those thighs do not
Them back
support.
shots.
Listen.
That's just what I heard people say. I don't know. I never done it. I'm just saying what I heard.
He even admitted it. He said it something, one of these scenes. He was like, oh, I got to make mine bigger or something. He was talking about Kimbella or somebody. I'm just saying.
Lord. Well, we hear Maggie in the studio. She sounds pretty good. I think she's best off to do it on her own and then maybe do a collaboration like, Jay-Z did with Beyonce. Beyonce made her own lane, Jay-Z made his own lane, but then they made Crazy in Love. Just,
I don't
do
see
your own
them
thing.
going down the same path, to be honest. I'm gonna be super hopeful.
What? Her
song
I'm gonna be
sounds better
super
than
hopeful because
to
I
me.
mean she did. Like, she's definitely talented. So I'm like, but I don't know about.
I like her range.
Well,
I want to hear her sing because I'm like,
do
was that her
too.
rapping or was she like rap
It was,
singing?
like, sing-
It's
rap,
like
yeah.
chanting or something. Yeah, rap sing.
Well, unfortunately, we hear about Hollywood Play, who we don't know much about, but he was gunned down due to gun violence, and it was
That was so
very sad.
random. It
Yeah.
was sad, but it was so random too. I was like, wait, what just happened? Because it was like I think we seen him
happened
like
so
on like a
fast.
little mixer, looking at like mixing up the beat or something like that, or playing the guitar or something in that scene when she was like rapping or whatever. But then it was like, oh, he passed away. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, I think she should take some of that pain, put it into her music, because that's the best songs
Yeah,
come from
absolutely.
pain. So I feel like continue to work, Maggie, and you'll go far. You sound pretty good,
We
girl.
real info, yo.
Yes, we are. And let's get to the last scene of the night. Joell proposes on stage in front of his sold-out crowd to Kimbella and puts it on the wrong hand. But first of all, why did she put out the right hand? The right hand. Like the right hand, but not the wrong.
Yeah, you're supposed
No.
to lead your man.
Right.
You're supposed to lead your man.
But
She
she was
led
just
him
excited.
astray.
She was excited.
She's like, ah.
She led him astray.
And we already know they're married now, so congrats to them.
And the whole Kimbella and Yandy thing is obviously
Yeah.
weird as hell to me
It's
now.
getting a mess.
Yes, so we're going to get right into our game of Guess That Bar before we get
Is
out
it
of
time?
here. Yes, we got time. So are y'all ready?
Well, I want to shout out our live chatters real quick.
Why didn't you just shout them out when I asked you?
Because you just skipped over it way too fast. And
I asked you and you said
Lawrence
nobody.
was no, I said the same. I said we got a couple.
Go
And
ahead.
then you were like, look. And then Lawrence started going off on me in the live chat. So
Ah,
shout out to Lawrence.
Right.
And Ronnie.
Right. Shout them out, girl.
Ronnie Jr. randomly.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, RJ, what's good? Thank you so much for always tuning in with us. We love you here at
Every
Love
day.
in Hip Hop
Absolutely.
New York. And let's get into Guess That Bar. If you're not
Bars.
familiar with Guess That Bar, this is where I read the lyrics in monotone, and they have to guess who sings it and what song it is. Are y'all ready?
Oh, ready as I'll ever be, girl.
All right.
Let's do this. We got this. Don't be pulling up Google.
Nah,
No, you
this is my
got a
little
roommate.
next
Call me when
episode.
no one's there. Put a key under the mat. You know I'ma be over there. I'll be over there, shawty. I'll be over there. I be hitting all the spots you ain't know was there, and you didn't have to ask twice. I could have given you my heart or share the last slice.
Wait, no,
I
you got a
know this.
roommate. Is this J. Cole? No,
Nope.
wait.
Wrong.
No, you
Hit
wait.
it, Jonathan.
No. Oh my God! Look, I was about to say J. Cole and Drake. Like,
Is J. Cole on you?
no,
Oh.
it's not. I was like,
Yeah.
All right, let's get into song number
my little
2.
vibe.
Y'all ready?
Yes.
I'm the baddest chick, and they don't call me that for nothing. Diamond Princess. They
This is
My
Trina.
Trina.
no.
Oh,
What?
Wrong.
Diamond Princess?
Play it. My chick bad. My chick good. This is the real my chick bad. I don't know.
Choking because I'm like, what? We was way off. Like,
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Wasn't
who's
he
calling
talking
them
about
the
Trina?
diamond?
My
Wasn't he
chick
talking about
bad.
Trina?
I don't think so.
Look, I'm like, wasn't she was on the remix?
Maybe.
that count?
That's Trina's part.
Look, I know. I was like, does that count?
Look, it's only one Diamond Princess.
Well, let's get into the last song of the night. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
I don't think y'all
Are
ready.
you
Y'all might be.
ready? I don't
I'ma
know.
give
I
you
think
a-
I'm falling off.
I know. I'm like, man, I gotta brush up on my skills.
Okay, first things first. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For
Hey,
real.
Okay,
J.
this is J.
Cole,
Cole.
J.
Yeah,
Cole,
look,
J.
no,
Cole.
see, I look. First things
Finally
first.
got
Rest in
one
peace,
right.
Uncle Phil. Hey. Hey.
Hey, she don't wanna be saved, don't save her. She don't wanna be saved, don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Sidney Star don't wanna be saved, baby.
So, you guys got 1 out of 3. Y'all getting better. I'm gonna pick something else next week just for y'all.
To be honest, Robin, I think it's you. Because I think it's like when I'm by myself, I normally get a good 2 out of 3. Look, I normally get a
No,
good
you
little
right,
2 out
because
of 3.
I ain't never got none of these.
All right, let's quickly get through our tweets. We want to shout out the people who have tweeted the show and give them a little shine.
Yas. What are y'all? Ooh, I can't read. I can't see it.
You don't have
Okay, here we
Shout
go.
out to-
Okay, and these are basically all my sentiments for all of this episode. So we've got Alana R, or Alana P. I don't understand why it's a problem of me being in the meeting when it's not a problem for me being in your bed.
Ooh,
That's
shout
what
out
Mariah
Mariah.
said. Mariah
Yeah.
said that.
Because I'm like, ooh.
Let's get into the next one.
Touche.
That was very
Mariah in a fur and Sidney in a tank mini dress. Is it hot or is it cold? I'm so
I was very confused.
I talked about
too.
that
No,
last
to
week.
be honest, yeah, no, because we seen that when they went to the winery. Sin said it was like 30 degrees outside, so she was like the only one. But
just
to
a
be
silly
honest,
star.
We
to
talked
be
about
honest,
that
no
last
shade,
week.
no shade. But the only thing that I thought of was, you know how like men are normally warm when we're cold. You know what
body
I mean?
heat,
So it's
body
like
heat.
she's still kind of transitioning. So
I
it's
don't know.
like-
The hormones could be getting to her. Could
we
have
go.
gone my whole life without seeing Kim Bella.
And that's
Snaggle
Snaggle Kiss.
Hated it. Yes.
Two snaps.
That might be too old for y'all. That's
Men in-
living color.
Men in Hollywood.
And the last one right here. Mariah Lynn, I think you should take Yandy with a salt of
Did
grain.
no one catch that?
I caught that.
I did.
Okay.
Last
'Cause-
week. Yeah.
But her friends didn't. Like
I was like-
because if either one of y'all said that, I would be like, oh, grain of salt. You know.
Yeah.
was like,
They didn't want to
okay.
correct her.
I don't
Show.
They
So,
left sis hanging.
let's get into a little bit of news.
I just got to see.
Breaking news.
TV News.
Doop, 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 doop.
What's our first one we're gonna start
Ooh,
with?
so like
Oh,
I promised, we
my
have
God.
a picture of Sidney Star when she was younger. She was cute.
It was super cute.
She was wearing
She's
contacts
like,
at
she
12.
looks like a cute nerdy boy. Like, you know what I mean? A cute little 12-year-old little nerdy
Are those
kid.
contacts?
They look-
Exactly, because
they
it doesn't look like her
yeah, they
eyes
look
are that
like-
color on the
Super
right.
cute.
Yeah, and it looks like her eyebrows are arched when she was a boy.
It translated over well.
I was about to say, no wonder she's really pretty. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like you were pretty as a boy. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So,
So I just brought that in for y'all.
Wait, did you get the name before Sidney?
I did not.
Ooh.
Sid?
You know what?
Oh no, I'm guessing. Sorry. Take the easy
All right.
route.
So for our second piece of news and gossip, you guys, Joe Budden is actually in the media right now having a feud with The Game. So The Game is under a lot of fire right now because he's apparently coming out with a new song that's featuring him talking about him smashing women's wives and girlfriends again. And I guess Sin is on the radar of messing with Game back in the day.
Oh,
so
man.
now
I
he's
think
taking shots at Joe Budden like,
Men should not be pillow talking. Girl, next.
It's not that.
Right.
It's just.
But Game is also the one that wants to like not condone like beef, hip hop beef, and we should all stand together and everybody should be kumbaya. And then you turn around and start attacking women.
To be honest, I love the Game. I support him, but it's like at the
consistent.
same time, he honestly shouldn't really be talking because we definitely don't like. It wasn't that long ago that he was in the park with India Love when she was underage, and he's like 34 or whatever. She was like 18, I guess, not underage.
It wasn't that long ago when he had blonde hair and a tongue ring and was stripping and all this kind of other stuff too. So
Well, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Let's get into the next story. We got Yandy.
Yeah, on a more serious note, you guys, Yandy has been protesting about the prisoners in New York not having any heat due to these intense weather conditions, and she was out here protesting in front of the. I'm like, I've totally forgot was it the Brooklyn Police Police Center? Detention Center, yeah. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this clip.
Keep banging. We hear you. Question. Hold on. Stop begging for 1 second. Question. Did you guys, if you received, stop begging for 1 second.
I don't know about this protest, I appreciate the sentiment, but Yandy does do too much. Look at her coughing like that. Like, I know you got mace, honey, but why is the phone out? You coughing like that? Girl, bye. I'm done. End of story. This is it. Thank you guys so much.
Why are you making me laugh?
I'm
This is
done.
the aftermath, Yandy.
I am done with her. You guys, I'm done. Let's get into our predictions before we get out of here. We gotta go, y'all.
Oh my God. We wrap that up. Wrap it up then. Insert Quavo meme. Like, wrap it up then. Like,
Bye, Andy. I'm done. Y'all,
look at her crying like.
what do we predict for next episode?
Woo! I definitely, cause to be honest, look. Speaking of Yandy, I want to see how this is gonna roll over after she finds out that everybody's been talking crap about her behind her back for the past 3-4 episodes in this Costa Rica trip with Juju.
Okay.
I don't have any.
Okay. Well, I definitely think that the trip will help Yandy and Kimbella get back together. And I think that's how she ended up back into her wedding.
True.
So that was my prediction. We'll see what happens next week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Miss Conversation Piece. You can tweet me at MISS Convo Piece or Instagram me at Miss Conversation Piece. Thank you guys.
I'm your girl Rhavin with the V, and you can find me at B Stays Busy. That's BIZZY on all social media platforms.
Yes, so you guys can follow me on Instagram at @the_Kayla Rene'e. We'll see you guys next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.